There are various means of getting religion into the media in benign circumstances, that is, when not faced by a crisis. The first step in proactive interaction is getting to know the media. The goal with the local press is not to hit the front page or appear on prime time TV. It's more effective and more important to establish a constant, positive, low-key presence through various news items, photo opportunities, educational features, opinion pieces, and letters to the editor. In North America, most newspapers and magazines have an editor who is responsible for reporting on religion. Concerned Hindus should meet the local religion editor and get to know them personally. Religious leaders can facilitate the flow of news about their community. They'll find that editors actually want to reflect their community's diversity in the publication. The religion editor at the Honolulu Advertiser told us that by far the most material she receives is from Christian evangelicals. She has to seek out stories from other religious groups. One fruitful area of news, she explained, is what she called intersecting circles. These are the links between religious communities, the shared areas of concern, activity, or ceremony. For example, one religious community's concern for passing on their heritage to the next generation makes a good story because all communities are concerned about this. Religious groups benefit immensely by having well-trained speakers available on short notice. Speaking opportunities range from public forums to TV programs and even to simple presentations at the local school or the Lions Club. We need to develop a speakers bureau in major cities of the U.S. and give the press access to well-informed and articulate people who are devout Hindus. Some religions have succeeded in creating national groups which monitor and respond to the press. The National Council of Churches is a famous one. B'nai B'rith is a sophisticated program. And now we have the Hindu America Foundation. These groups respond both to events that have involved their faith as well as the way their religion is treated in the media. At a Dallas, Texas conference in October of 2007, we teamed up with the Sanatana Dharma Foundation to create a unique media initiative using Hindu festivals as the principal news. You may all have seen in your local newspaper full pages describing Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Thanksgiving, and so forth. These are called pagers in the industry. Hinduism has no such simple presentation of its festivals, so we are now designing 10 pagers, which will give the history, traditions, meanings, and even some trivia about our holy days. Our plan is to proactively send out 1,000 DVDs containing PDFs of these professionally designed pages to all the major newspapers in America, and then to train Hindus in their area to approach the religion editor and get them published. We think the papers will adopt the series because, well, partly it's free, and it's full of valuable information that they can't get anywhere else. A month later, the next festival will come along on the Hindu calendar, and then the next and the next. We see a year-round, positive, celebratory sharing of Hinduism. The day a religion or religious group is badly portrayed in the press is not the day to start to develop a working relationship with the media. An existing, well-developed relationship is a far better starting point. Events that attract global attention require a response on both the global and the local levels. And it's important to always remember that immediacy is essential. A speedy response to the press works every time. As an example of responding to a major event, let's take the 2006 shooting that happened at a Seattle synagogue, leaving 1 person dead and 5 wounded. The attack occurred in the afternoon of July 28th and was reported in the Seattle Times. The Council on American Islamic Relations issued a press release shortly after midnight the following day, just hours after the shooting had occurred. It included the names and contact information for 7 Islamic organizations, and the Seattle Times included these facts as part of their press release. The following day, a conciliatory article appeared in the Seattle Times containing statements from both Jews and Muslims, and an assessment from Aziz Junjo, a columnist for their religion page. This is an example of a professional response to a crisis, which involved both the issuing of a timely statement and the use of a long-standing relationship with a columnist. On October 4th, 2003, a report in the Toronto Star upset the Hindu community. The Star published a photo of a statue that was being prepared for the annual Durga festival in India. In the photo, the statue was nearly finished but had not yet been dressed. The naked goddess was a provocative depiction of a sacred celebration. Hindus found the photo insulting, presenting Hinduism in a rather bizarre manner. So they got together and they informed the Star of their objections. These initial complaints, unfortunately, were ignored, including 1,000 email letters to the editor. So demonstrations in front of the offices ensued, coupled with contact from concerned Hindu community leaders. Community leaders met with the editors and explained that the photo by itself simply showed part of a normal process of festival preparation. But the selection of this particular photo as the only photo was obviously done to highlight the bizarre and present something that non-Hindus would likely laugh at. The paper issued a half-hearted apology on October 11th, which ended with a statement that said, quote, "When asked, several Hindus said the photo did not offend them," unquote. Hindus rejected the apology and continued to protest. And the editors ultimately concluded that the Hindus weren't going away, that they had been genuinely offended, and they issued a proper apology. The Star also acknowledged to the community that it had a policy in place requiring its writers to present religious images in a dignified manner. They admitted that they had failed to abide by their own policy. This is the image that they published. These are 6 alternate photos that the editors could have chosen from that were available on the same day from Reuters and other news agencies. But with all those decent photos, the paper still published the most salacious image it could find. Fortunately, the Hindu protest in Toronto succeeded, and it's a good example of positive interaction with the media. There are various ways to protest to the media when it falls short. We can call a newspaper or magazine and complain about an article and write a letter to the editor. That's a simple and quick for them, and letters to the editor are useful in responding to some editorial issues or factual errors, but they don't really do much to change the bad attitudes or newspaper policy. When the press does them wrong, there is a natural tendency on the part of religious groups to call for a public campaign by their members, deluging the local press and politicians with all sorts of mail. Such campaigns, we have found, are only effective when they're organized by level-headed leaders. Campaigns can backfire if people get hostile. We've seen many campaigns launched online by Hindus degenerate into name-calling or even threats, and these do more harm than good. Face-to-face meetings are better. Calling, emailing, visiting the editors. Those are the best ways to get your viewpoint understood and responded. Thank you for sharing this keynote with us. Om Namah Shivaya.